All right, guys. So I want to ask you a question here. This is not something I feel like we've talked about in a lot of detail, but we've talked about this line a ton, right? And this is maybe it's
Hmm.
not a fair question because we've had a very extensive line from this because it's a TV show. You can do multiple seasons. There's a lot of different things that are going on compared to Hot Toys where they normally do one film and they might make a couple figures from that film, unless it's Endgame or Infinity War or something where they're going to make 10, 15, something like that. But the Mandalorian line, I do think we have to address the possibility that this might be the best, not even Star Wars, Hot Toys line ever. Because it's going to have a lot of shit. And we don't know how many seasons this show is going to run, but you're going to have a lot of opportunity to get a lot of different characters from this show. Like you're going to get Boba Fett. You're going to get, maybe Cad Bane shows up in Mando at some point and becomes a Mandalorian figure, right? That could happen. Maybe, we got Luke Skywalker showing up. We got his figure, right? There's Bo-Katan. There's Casca Reeves. There's Boba Fett. There's Mando and Grogu. There's so many, like all the troopers. This is a very extensive Moff Gideon, thorough line that's going to continue to expand as the show continues to go on, introduce and reintroduce more characters. So, guys, I want to ask the question, is this possible that we could forecast this being the best Hot Toys line ever? And Mario, I kind of want to start with you because I know you're a big Star Wars guy like Leal, and
Hmm.
we all are here. But is this something that you think could be possible? Because Mando is, I mean, they're making a lot of Mando shit.
It's way too subjective, man, to really say that this would be like the best line. I think definitely one of the most extensive lines that they've ever done. I haven't seen this many figures in a line, I don't think ever, to be honest. I mean, considering the New Hope line, fantastic, man. I love that line. That's probably one of my favorites right there. Alongside with the Rogue One line, being
Yeah.
a fan of the Empire and building up troops, I love that freaking line, dude. But the Mandalorian, they do have some bangers in here. We're looking at this Luke Skywalker that came out. We got a couple of different versions of Mando himself. We got Little Quill coming out soon, along with the blur that just dropped. All the armor, Bo-Katan, we got Ahsoka Tano with Grogu. The list just goes on and on and on and on. I mean, not just with 6 scale, but we also got some good quarter scales that came out with it, and we also got a life size 1-to-1 that came out with it. So I'm sure we're only just talking 6 scale only, but just considering like how much has actually grown, or how many figures have actually spawned, from this particular show, it's definitely up there in my opinion as far as like expansive, for sure. I think it definitely is. As
Yeah.
far as the best, I think that's still for me personally. I mean, because it's near and dear to my heart, being an original trilogy fan, I'm gonna go with the New Hope, man. That's
Yeah.
that's where
That's a
my heart
good
is
one,
at,
though.
bro. And I
That's a
can't,
really
I
good line.
can't, I just can't give it up. But this is a great line. This is a really, really great line. We ended up also getting some of the Scout Troopers and the speeder bikes. That's like one of the first vehicles I believe that actually came out. Well, aside from the Bloodfin from Episode One with the Darth Maul, but to see them expand upon it, and now there's more vehicles that are coming out along with the Clone Wars now that we're seeing. The Boba Fett on Throne, that's another one,
Yep.
right? That was also Mandalorian, and I know later on I think we're
Mm-hmm.
gonna have another
Bo-Katan.
a topic regarding some of the if you compare the statues or not. But yeah, I think that's another great release, Bo-Katan here. I mean, the head sculpt is really controversial for some, but I think with the helmet on, it's fantastic. You can't beat it.
Mhm.
But yeah, great line, great characters, great figures, and yeah,
It's a tough
it's
one,
a
man.
beast. It's a beast
The
of
dudes,
a line for sure.
yeah,
It's a
it
beast
is.
of a line, absolutely. Leo, I want to jump to you before I get to Riley on this one. Leo, what do you think, man? Could this end up being Hot Toys' best line that they've ever done?
I can't say that. I really can't because the thing is like a lot of people might think that Endgame was the best. A lot of people might think
Yeah.
that, Justice League might have been decent. That a lot of people might have actually thought that. Again, there's so many different lines that it's kind of hard to really pinpoint which is the better line at the moment. Even though that the reason why I say this is because even though the Mandalorian is good, it's sort of like a situation whereas they're also giving us a they're giving us figures that we've seen a tad bit before, just might be in a different iteration. Like again, Jedi Luke, we definitely see a different iteration of him moving forward. So it's kind of good to see that, even though like I'm hoping that they do a little bit something different with the head sculpt because I don't like it that much.
Mhm.
It looks too Mattel to me. But slightly with the hair. It could be the hair.
It's the
Um
hair.
it is, it's definitely the hair.
It is.
But
It's the same sculpt they're using for the Bespin one. Just
yeah,
remember that.
it's
So
they need it, yeah. But again, I have to agree with Mario. New Hope is still in my it's still what made New Hope. What made it really special. You know, Mario can attest to this, is because seeing New Hope takes you back to the original classic figures that we got from, you know, Kenner at that time. You know what I mean? Like when they were basically released.
Oh yeah.
It takes you back to that, because I remember getting those figures. This line is so unique because, you know, where else are you going to basically find a 2-pack with both Han and Chewie? You know what I mean? Where are you going to get that, bro? Like, I mean, it's again, this is classic to me. It just has a classic feel, a classic vintage feel. You know, to get these figures, and for those of us who actually grew up on New Hope, you know, as far as, you know, seeing it in the theaters, growing up on Star Wars, New Hope being like your number one, seeing how the evolution of what we actually got earlier stages of the figures that we collected to this now is just something special about it. It was so unique, and they just have so many grails in that line, like literally grails in that line, bro. So I would still say New Hope, you know, but I would say that, you know, Mandalorian is up there, but it's still hard to say that where it would fall for me. You know what I mean? Like where it has great figures, you know, there's things there that, like, I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, it's incredible. But yeah, New Hope takes it over the top for me right now, bro. It really does.
All of these figures are grails now.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing.
Every single figure is grail. Like Farm Boy Luke is a grail. Han and Chewie grails. You know, the Alec Guinness Obi-Wan is a grail. Princess Leia is definitely a grail. Tarkin's a grail. You know, Vader's a grail. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Like it's kind of hard, because when you look at this, it's just like it was just something special about this line, bro. It's something really special.
It's OG Star Wars, man. Yeah, it's the first Star Wars. So you know, and that's off the top. You guys are right. So that Tarkin was a New Hope, technically, right? Like it was
40th anniversary.
Yeah. See, man, that's a tough one. That Vader and Tarkin 2-pack was really.
Bro. It's hard to basically say, you know, again, like what would trump this right now, because it's so unique, and the simple fact that it was limited. It wasn't so much more. We wanted so much to release from this line, but they didn't. And it still basically is open door that they can go back and say, okay, we can release this figure, whatever. But that's what I think made it so special, is because these pieces were just so unique for its time. So yeah, I have to agree. I think New Hope is still that number one for me anyway.
Hey, bro, it's hard to top, no doubt about it.
Yeah,
no doubt. It gave us the only good Chewbacca that we ever got. So you know, it's, you know,
hell yeah, and you got that comb with it too. You got the blood.
I know, right? You did. Yeah, comb.
Right.
Hell yeah,
it was the El Professor beard comb. So
yeah, I heard about that.
Hell yeah.
So Riley, man, what about you, man? What do you think about the Mando line? Do you think it could end up being the best line ever, or are you more partial to maybe like a New Hope or something else?
I mean, I think you're definitely onto something, Will. I mean, this line is just, it's crazy. Like I was right now just looking it up. I think there's like somewhere between like 30 to 34 like announced Mandalorian figures, which is crazy. Like, it's just such a huge amount.
It also has the most opportunities to be good because it's so many figures.
Right. And it's just crazy to think about. Like there's probably someone out there who has every single one, and that's just like crazy to believe, to have that all on your shelf. It's going to be pretty amazing to have all the Mandalorians there. But yeah, like you said, I think I agree with most people on the panel, though. It's more so subjective, to where if you just have that certain love for that franchise or movie, because like this Mando line it's going to be special for sure. But yeah, there's other lines that are also super impressive. Like you said, subjective. To me personally, like No Way Home, that's going to be one that's like what my grail display personally, because I just can't wait. Because you're having the legacy of the original films, and you got the new film out, so that to me is going to be super special to have like almost all of the figures on the shelf. So, but to other people, the Mando that's their like favorite show ever, and this is going to be their grail. So, like you said, it's all just subjective, but you're definitely onto something. This is definitely up there, because we're going to definitely get more, because I think Pedro Pascal even said like there's more surprises to come in this new season, because you know Star Wars are good at keeping stuff under wraps, dude, because they keep secrets, bro. So we're going to see,
especially when it comes to Mando. Like,
exactly.
No one saw Grogu coming, dude.
No, not at all.
The first drop, the world went crazy.
There was no episode 1 too, Mario. Nobody knew.
First episode.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I always wonder that. Like it's crazy. Like with Marvel, you usually see a lot of like leaks and stuff coming, but like Star Wars, you're
Yeah.
quiet for the most part.
Yeah,
It's pretty
bro.
interesting to think about. But yeah,
Yeah.
like you said, there's going to be even more announcements for season 3. So it's up there to be like one of the greatest
Yeah.
ever. I agree. Yeah.
It is. It definitely is. I mean, like Mario said, nobody saw Grogu coming. None of us.
Nope.
Season 2, I did not see Luke's coming at the end of that
Nope.
season.
Nah,
I didn't.
bro.
I know.
Some of us did. Some of
There
us
was like
did.
there was like
the reason
theories,
why-
but-
We're
The reason why I
Yeah.
didn't is because I was like, well, would they go that route? Like, would they really,
Yeah.
really want to go that
Right.
route? Because they could have pulled something else. They could have just pulled. I mean, a lot of us were thinking Cal Kestis at that point. I mean, it was so many
Mhm.
different things that we
Yeah.
were thinking. And then when they went all in on Luke, and it's like, yo, as soon as you saw that green lightsaber, you knew it was official. You know what I mean?
Yep.
There was, you saw, you know, if you see an X-wing and then you see a Jedi, come on,
Yeah,
already
you
know
knew
what
at that
it is.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At
you
that
knew.
point.
Mhm.
But it was just how they did it
Mhm.
because there was no prior discussions. There were a lot of speculations, like slight speculations, but the way they did it, it was incredible. You know what I mean? So again, like they brought a lot with it. Even hell, like I would even say Bo-Katan, I would even say
Yep.
Ahsoka. You know, the execution of those particular characters, spot on. You know what I mean? So again, like there was a lot. Nobody expected her to even say, "Yo, where's Grand Admiral Thrawn?" So we know now we're getting that. So again, they're bringing so many
Yep.
different surprises, and who knows what's going to actually come next. I'm just excited about it. Can't wait.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
and
excited.
that's a good one, Leia. Thinking about that Ahsoka, man. So
Yeah,
that's
that's
a big
another
one.
figure that's technically
Yeah.
Mando. So
Hell yeah, definitely.
yeah, and I do hope
wait.
they improve the sculpt. It's not terrible, but it's pretty good.
Yeah.
But the shoulders make me nervous, but I prefer that honestly over seams. So I prefer.
Right.
I think you're just gonna have to be careful posing this one. But I think
Yeah.
it's yeah, man, it's tough though. Mando's produced a lot of bangers, man.
A lot of legacy characters.
Yeah, and it's a lot of cool stuff. I mean, like I said, that Luke that we're getting, I mean, that sculpt is technically accurate. I mean, to the show because it didn't look ideal in the show, and Hot Toys just made it based on that. Maybe they'll update it, but
yeah,
Oh,
just
yeah.
like it.
yeah, it's pretty crazy.
I hope
So,
I hope they update it to the Book of Boba head sculpt.
yeah, I
Right.
would prefer that.
Yeah.
I would take that one.
That looked a
over-
lot better. Yeah,
Yeah,
it looked a lot better. Yeah. But yeah, man, I don't know. I'm interested to see. I think as of now, yeah, maybe it's too soon to tell. But Mando season 3, like someone dropped in the comments, I know about a Bo-Katan on throne. That could be a thing for season 3. You could get one of those.
The N1 Starfighter.
Right, N1 Starfighter.
No,
Mario.
no. Don't get people so
I know he's
upset.
always
Yeah,
saying
Mario's
that.
still
He
saying
always-
it's never
he's
gonna
always
happen.
it's not happening.
Mario's been the only
Nope.
one consistent though saying it's not going to happen. So if it
Yeah,
doesn't,
happening.
he could be right. So
Yeah.
Man, listen.
If it does, I'll eat my words if it does. I'll gladly eat my words if it does.
Right now, I mean, if they do, they do. If they don't, they don't. But they better give us a Grief Karga, man. Like, come on, man. Like, literally,
it's a
don't-
matter of
Yeah.
time.
You have
It's a
to
matter
do
of
it.
time. Yeah, especially in
Oh,
the season
damn
3
Cara
outfit.
Dune,
That
too,
season 3
man.
outfit. Yeah.
Yeah, you have
That
to
one
do it.
looks very toyetic, and it looks.
What if
it'll
they
pop.
surprise yo Mario? What if they surprise us in season 3 and bring her back?
Dude, they could. Maybe
would
they
be
could.
great.
Maybe
I would-
water under the
yeah.
bridge. I don't know.
I hope
Yeah.
so. I really hope so, man. Because I mean, just to see her disappear, without a trace, that would be a shame.
Yeah. How are they gonna?
I think she's a great character.
Season 3, I want to see how they're gonna write her out of the season if they do.
Yeah.
They
I
don't
hope
have
they
to
bring
mention
her
her,
back.
dude. They
Yeah.
don't have to mention her at all. So we only saw her just a couple times in season 2.
I do wonder also
So,
if Bo-Katan's going to kind of be like the villain of this season. Like, I don't know if what they're
I
going to
don't
do.
know.
Yeah,
We'll see,
I
but
man.
don't know.
March 1st, right around the corner.
I know.
We'll
man.
see.
It's so
We'll see,
crazy.
man.
It's so crazy. But anyway, guys, great thoughts on the Mando line.